composition with the double smoke, with the Sage that Ali has, that, as Roy mentioned, he loves to play on top of when he goes for those post plants. WU have a lot of gas in the tank to be able to run TSM dry.
I do think that they have a lot of gas in their tank, and I do think that they've got what it takes. This has honestly been a stellar map from them in the Ascension tournament thus far. But once again, this is TSM, and one of the players I'm going to be really watching right now is going to be Moobs. I think that Moobs really has to kind of step it up here if Winthrop University want to make this happen, because a lot of their game plan on Abyss is very dependent on how that chamber performs.
Yeah, very unfortunate performance where he just got so disabled so consistently in those 1-for-1s. He's got to step up his dueling game if he wants WU to get themselves to map 3. Taking a bit of time, making sure that they can go for the full activated crunch, but such a great flash timing out the gate here by 7 on that flash drive. It just lets TSM repace everything, and every member has their lineups. The only guy to lose his life is Iman for that pistol round.
And wow, yeah, look at the momentum building on the side of TSM. Both these teams walked in with smiles. Both of them were feeling nice and confident, seeing each other just across the stage. And now only TSM are the ones still laughing and having a ball. Of course, this was only round number 1, but even then it felt very clean from TSM. It felt very decisive. They weren't afraid to just kind of play off these angles, let Winthrop kind of flood in. And Winthrop University just didn't really have an answer for what TSM had set up in their post plant, which felt very true on that previous map. So let's see how this goes. Moob's going to be tested yet again here, as the Headhunter will be taken off the table just for a second, thanks to the KO 0 point.
A KO pick from 7 after such a great fragging performance from him on the previous map. You wonder how willing he still is to go for the setups for his friends like Timatino, and how much he's going to start feeling himself on the front lines. Still though, Timo also had a fantastic performance, so he will continue to be that spear tip until the cows come home. Winthrop are already kind of turning tail to this. Yeah. Wow. Okay. You know, if you ask me, I have a lot of really tough thoughts about this particular practice in the game, but I won't expand upon those.
You don't want to challenge anybody's perception on how they want to play Abyss on round 2?
It's just so mean.
Oh man, I can't wait to see the twit longer later. Is that still a thing? I don't even know if that's still a thing, but yeah, can't wait to read that one. But honestly, like at this point, like Winthrop University has been touted to be one of those very heavy like momentum based teams, right? And I think that a lot of that comes through from some of the more creative plays that we like to see them go for. We highlighted it before, the desk was talking about it, some of those crazy walls to enable Ali to get into these positions, but that kind of injects momentum back into Winthrop University where they can feel more confident about taking some of these fights. And right now, like all of that confidence just doesn't seem like it's there just quite yet. And meanwhile, TSM, like, they're just playing completely confidently. They know exactly what's going on. This is a very similar look to how they played their attack last time. Wait for Winthrop University to overextend, punish it, and then depending on what information you've got, attack the site that you think is easier.
Yeah. Alvin Boy is taking his time with this mid checkpoint as TSM will start making their way forward. Flashing a Timatino dash, and Timatino able to counterfrag moves as he once again cannot line up his shots. That's 2 big 0-3-0s on the scoreboard. Ali able to linchpin mid. Alvin Boy will finally get punished as he sticks around for that entire stacks rotation. That also lets TSM know that they don't really need to worry too heavy about the flank watch. Even still, 4 is going to stick around for just a moment to make sure. As we enter from the books, Timatino is good for a 3rd on top of the flash entry. Unreal stuff in this kit. Ali setting up shop with the barrier orb. That's a great wall to at least get your way to half. The fragment is gonna force him off and into an easy bonus round by TSM.
And once again, it's just Timatino, you know, so dangerous if let loose. Flies right back into the site there, and you can tell how pivotal this chamber is in moves to try and find a little bit of value right off the rip. In the best case scenario, Moobs walks away with a couple of kills and gets out, but unfortunately doesn't get a single kill, and then the flood through from TSM is just going to be guaranteed at that point. Some of that stopping power just gets completely ripped away from Winthrop University, and then the rest of it is just nice and easy. TSM still honestly just kind of diffing Winthrop University at this point with the prowess and they've got the coordination there too. So things are honestly just firing on all cylinders for this squad at the moment.
Here.
I'm saying this now almost because I don't want it to happen, but wouldn't it be insane if the very next time Winthrop went to Abyss after getting a 13-0, they get, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying it because I don't want it to, because I love these guys.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm bringing it up now just because.
Let's get that horse out of this room.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
The elephant's been addressed. And now we can move forward with life.
Personally, I don't think it'll happen, but once again, if Winthrop University can't even kind of get some of these things online, then, you know, it's totally possible. But moves very extended outside of B at this point to get a little bit more information. Alvin Boy, though, on the Cypher, this utility has been extremely impressive at keeping things in check, and Alvin Boy as well has just been kind of winning that flank duel every single time.
Yeah, now he's going to be able to continue having that presence, and WU going to be even more discouraged to meet at this time, especially with the pistols. You've got to go for the stack fights, and they are able to at least get one up. Ollie, nice corner, he sets up with the barrier again, but arrested TSM is up and kicking just fine. Glyph will finally make his way over after Alvin Boy's noise has been made.
Spike planted.
And yet he'll still be the first one to meet him, right? Ooh, nice shot, Glyph. Hey, you got some stars here. You can toy with this a bit.
Taking that back.
Yeah, that's another drop for GMT. He's like, anything you can do, I can do better. That's 3 for the Omen.
Oh, man. Yeah, TSM is putting on an absolute showcase right now of how to run Abyss. I think a lot of the teams that may have faced Winthrop before, they just weren't as prepared coming up against some of the strategies that Winthrop do, especially because they were going for something different here. But at this point, like, TSM, they look well rehearsed, they look well studied. It feels like they've always got their fingers on the pulse for a lot of this. It's honestly not even like these flashy executions that kind of happen on site or anything. They can just very confidently march forwards, know where to peek their guns, know that they're going to be swinging off one another, and clean house. Like, it's just very textbook coming through from TSM thus far.
Nothing to really write home about. And so with that kind of lack of direction, lack of resources to kind of spin this on your own, you got to call the timeout. Yet again, 4 rounds in. This is the very same way that TSM started out Ascent, down 0-5. They called the timeout right here, and eventually they were able to spin it back. Yet it feels so much tougher to ask that of Winthrop University when they're starting from the deficit, when it feels like Alvin Boy's lurking is so much more effective than Moobs is right now, and it feels like this this flash into dash from Seven's KO on top of Timo's jet is just too consistent of a spear tip to guarantee you're fighting against it off rip. So you almost kind of have to play for retakes.
Yeah.
There's a laundry list that Winthrop needs to get through if they want to be able to hold it down this half.
Yeah, and I feel like the style that Winthrop University leans into is their defense is very frag forwards, right? Like, they want to make sure that they're getting a couple of kills before they kind of back off.
Yeah.
They're getting a couple of kills before TSM could really take that space. But I think at this point, it's pretty clear that you're not winning those duels at this moment. So I want to see them lean a little bit more into their utility. You've got those shock bolts, you've got the gravity wells, you've got the flashes. Use some of those to at least slow TSM down so that it gives them an opportunity to take a moment and set up some of these trap plays, because when it comes just down to the raw aim duel, TSM right now can do no wrong.
Ollie's early slower, if anything, convinces TSM to just press forward, and they're not met by any secondary threat, so they get this A-site for free. That being said, Winthrop University, perhaps they want to play into that with the bevy of resources that they now have at their disposal to purely play for that retake.
This is going to be a tough one to walk into. Not a ton of utility. They do have the resurrect if things go awry, but Winthrop University, they need to start moving fast.
Infiltrator is going to head back from heaven around to the back site. GMD is already policing that first lineup. Ollie holding it down, able to get the res on the Governor as well, so you still have the swarm entering from the backside, and moves not hitting a shot from heaven. TSM lay waste! Vora cracking 3 on that?
Man,
run it back,
it was
run it back.
Like, oh no. You can see it on their vision. They're like, wow, that was over really fast, and it was over in a snap. Like, at that point, TSM just individually picked off all the members of Winthrop University in a matter of seconds. It's kind of crazy to see if you're just kind of focusing on some of the main site there, but once again, just holding down these long angles, knowing exactly where to look, as Vora found a double. And sure, Vora gets the highlight there, but at the same time, like, all the other players on TSM were individually watching their angles and able to find multi-kills. Like, it's all just coming up good for TSM.
They were still in. They just couldn't be fully broken. They could only be just pushed against. And this time, Winthrop gonna get committal on both lane entries, see if they can get away with lurks, and nothing comes up. A very strong-looking 6-0. Marks, you know that thing I talked about a couple rounds ago?
No.
Where, like...
Stop it. Oh,
it would be historic.
It would be insane if we retreated to that again. But let's see how this one goes. At the same time, TSM, like, they're building up their ultimates as well. Timatino using the knives, but has the outlaw, finds a kill onto Glyph, and that just leaves everything up to Governor. And honestly, Alvin Boy has been just doing a fantastic job at outflanking the flankers for Winthrop University. Usually Governor, usually moves. Alvin Boy has kept both of them in check, and honestly, those two players taking so much room onto the map was a main reason we saw the 13-0 from Winthrop University against 9Z.
Yeah, you could tell 9Z was really scared by this point in the game against Winthrop University, kind of giving away a lot of easy corners, kind of exposing themselves a lot more often than a team of that caliber should. You're seeing a couple echoes of that from WU here. As always, they are noisy. They are relatively obvious, but they are consistent more often than not. Moobs is not on the board. Governor is not on the board.
Yeah.
Take flight.
And once, like, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but hey, there we go. Moobs on the board. You spoken into existence. Alvin Boy loses that one out, and so that guarantees at least that space on mid. But TSM have already taken that B site.
Yeah, this is as dominant as ever, and the main channel is all TSM really cared about in the end. Hunter's Fury, a little early here from Vora, but it's going to be able to just take every channel. How does he get a second off of that? TSM weren't even pressuring it like that, bro.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm at a loss for words right now. I was gonna say, like, finally Move's able to find something. Maybe they can make it happen, but it's just such an intelligent play from TSM that round. Ali, yeah, now gonna just be running for the hills. Timatino gonna try and take it, able to win that duel as well. And just off of the Hunter's Fury in some of those tight corridors, Timatino perfectly navigates around and watching all of the players from Winthrop University ducking and dodging out of the way. And suddenly there's two alpha threats they have to deal with. One of them being a duelist, the other, this giant laser beam that's being shot all the way down from B side. And so, unbelievable stuff coming through from TSM. They're still looking sharp as ever, and this blade has not been dulled a single bit.
Treating every round like 0-0. What you like to see. And just continuous punishment of WU's ideas here. Ollie used this slow up once or twice now, but Moove has not gotten in front of it with a TDF and not been that aggressive before. Timatino will get stuck, and that's the best reflexes we've seen from Moves this entire match, I dare say.
And I think that also comes down to just unconventional positioning. Infiltrator demonstrates it again. Alvin Boy just walking in front of that bullet, and suddenly, this is looking like Winthrop University might be able to win the round. It's still got two ultimates alongside that two of the forces.
Oh my God.
Finds two.
That's gonna happen on the eco, bro. Of course. Too early meets into dry contact. A great angle taken by Ali. And Gimond. Come on, buddy. Make it happen. Keep it going. For history.
No.
Do it for the legacy.
Pride on the line. This is NA teams, Tenrek. Too much ego, too much pride.
Oh, this round could get super North American super quick. 30 seconds. Glyph. Okay, all right. We're chilling, and we're on the board. So Winthrop University can put a stopper in things. That was some punished aggression by TSM that time around, I will say.
Yes.
And also Infiltrator catching the lurk instead of Moves. So the game plan does have to deepen a little bit, but it can be by Winthrop.
Yeah, and hey, the curse is broken. Woohoo, we're free, ladies and gentlemen. None of that 13-0 business here. Winthrop University, thank you for making that happen. But once again, when it comes to Winthrop University, one of the big things that had really worked against them were some of those trickier plays, right? That time around, no utility really to do that one. Just positioning that was unexpected that allowed TSM to just kind of slip, especially as that confidence continues to build, and Winthrop are able to capitalize on it. Is that enough to be a stability round? I'm not necessarily sure about that one, but still, this is a much better start than what we've seen on the previous rounds.
You all ready? Cage a little bit extra intimidation. And much further stepping back. I love Infiltrator's patience at the moment. Just willing to hold it down until that intel's fully given, because that TP can come through pretty quick. It's got to be red soon here. The barrier orb is luckily going to force TSM to make the call to either give Ollie a free glimpse or give the stack away a tad bit early.
This choke has been so dangerous. On top of that too, Governor really close by, has the Hunter's Fury online. A little bit of information might be the call here for Winthrop University, and that could do massive damage.
And 0.06 the front line, so they have to just kind of... Oh, wow. Dry contact garage. Ali is only good for one after flash out.
Exactly where you
Infiltrator will use that drift now that he's back in. Set up some targets for the Hunter's Fury from Governor. And that will tag Timo and set up the kills for the rest of Winthrop here. Still, though, TSM have sight. And one in front. Vora got the lineup of 4. Blindside will stick him. Well met by Infiltrator. Solos the next. Timo meets it. Moves on Heaven. Able to get the remainder of the crunch. And Winthrop escapes Brazil swinging. It's 2-7.
Yeah, not a lot of value bought off that Hunter's Fury, but that time around it's just a good, clean retake coming in from Winthrop University. Yeah, it almost felt like a stutter step coming through from moves there. You know, let the rest of the squad just kind of move in there, just play off of those trades. Thankfully, Ali's able to get one just on entry, and they punish the over-aggression from GMD, but then it's just slow as ever, allowing enough time for moves to walk in, get comfortable in position, and then find that timing. That is a lot more what we expect to see from Winthrop University. We know their swings are clean. We know they play well together as a squad. I'm wondering whether or not the last map against 9Z kind of made them feel like they could get let off the leash a little bit too much. But a squad like TSM are gonna keep them honest round after round, and they have to fall back into some of that very rehearsed practice that we've seen during stage 3.
Couple creeps up the different main lines for Winthrop to start this round, and Alvin Boy is going to be able to punish the latter of them. And then meanwhile, B side is completely unoccupied, so Winthrop have to play for the 4v. Never mind, 5v5 retake. Okay, never mind, 4v5. So the rest from Ali will reset the stack all the way to the backside, play from Heaven, play from the library. Smokes are going to be reset. Glyph does have a Cosmic Divide, and Timo is cleared early. So you've got to feel capable taking this back, surely. TSM, yeah, they'll already box themselves out a little bit, but also to give Alvin Boy a little extra time to rotate in silence. Now that Cosmic Divide is set by Glyph, so Winthrop can try and box this away quickly. But in the meantime, Alvin Boy still making his way back. Okay, Governor, nice lineup, and now it's just Alvin Boy left. Terrible position to be in. Still can crack Glyph for a third this round before, yeah, Ollie has more than enough of an audience to get the third on the board. The streak is going up the other way on the defensive side. No less, Winthrop are starting to look dangerous here.
Yeah, they're being a lot more disciplined, which is exactly what we really needed to see them there. The retake capacity coming through from this team is extremely good. Sure, there were still a couple of mishaps there. Thankfully, there was a resurrection to even out the numbers a little bit, but then it just feels almost surgical when they are moving in onto this site. They're moving together, clearing each other's corners, using the utility to be as annoying as possible. And so, they've now got 3 rounds in a row. Some of the linchpins in this composition starting to heat up a bit. Ali, though, very far forwards.
Yeah, he's been doing this round after round on top of his slow orbs as well. And this time, I think he'll do exactly what he wanted to, which is get rid of at least one of those pieces of the KO kit. Now 7 down to just one of those flash drives. And Ali can set up a barrier orb for that next one. Slow orb after a little bit of dry fire to make sure that TSM can't get a guaranteed send-off through the main. with him still so alone. I mean, look how far stacked Winthrop is on top of the cliff. Infiltrator's on the cliff at the moment.
Oh,
They're ready for a TSM rotation. Ali, ballsy barrier orb to try and get a free pick off, but he'll duck away after the knives and the guns are popped. But Governor is also here to meet this, so they do at least have a little bit of extra support. Timatino, fun wide angle to make sure that side isn't occupied, but they're so ready for it. The recon into Ali's bullet, decapitating Timo. And giving TSM just a 4v5 on the side as Winthrop comes back to meet the threat fully armed.
Gonna be grouping up. Keep in mind as well, Moob's getting set up on the flank here. Trap though will give TSM information.
Yeah, delays against the drone and the decoy. GMT with another drop smoke. I love that they're both doing it now. Both shock darts tossed out by Voran in the now. Oh, and then just sprays through the smoke. Yeah, process of elimination. And Ali is the next on the chopping block. Moobs has finally made that lurk known. And Governor with the re-entry. Now sticking the recon bolt on to Vora. Oh, you got a little something on your face, buddy. And 7 has to take the wide swing, and it's guarded by Governor. Winthrop keeps the streak going, and this game interesting.
You know, we were really worried that this was going to be a little bit of an easy one for TSM to just kind of win out here. And for a moment there, it really felt like that was going to be the case. But Winthrop University have now risen to the occasion. They are starting to fire back, and they're starting to look really good. I'm still very impressed with how they want to play this retake here. It's been looking good every single time, despite the fact that there are a couple of mishaps happening. This time around, it's all of that pressure from up here. And honestly, Governor, with these recon bolts, has been so deadly. That time around, 2 very impactful pings and leading to kills, meaning that Timatino can't get those knives online. Different look this time from TSM as they're getting ready to punish any aggression outside of B. Keep that lurker in check because Moobs has started to go a little bit crazy with it.
Yeah, there wasn't necessarily any intel onto this close B stack, but TSM being here to meet it so early may punish because Infiltrators, again, already on the cliff, already ready to throw that blind sight, and we've seen so many teams go for this kind of thing. Oh, but they crunch Moobs first, and he catches the sightline on the operator, a second as well, as Infiltrator makes his case, but Timatino is already online and has made his way through with a double kill on the shorty before he gets fully crunched away. Winthrop, though, they're able to quickly take care of that round, making it a 5-7 half after, once again, twin streaks capping off this first bit of regulation. And Moobs is already like, let's go for it, guys. You already know what I want. You all saw it. I'm not dumb.
Man, like it's really heating up on Winthrop's side, and that time around it was a crazy kind of trap setup being done there. And at this point, like, the issue is when TSM get onto the site, right? Like they bulldoze the people onto the site. Hey, let's just play so far forwards. Let's take the initiation against them and let's win this round back before it can even get started. A beautiful little adjustment being done by Winthrop University to hemorrhage a lot of the bleeding that honestly TSM felt like they were just ripping them to shreds. Like you said, 7-5 here, as we have a little bit of an interview.
Universitário também. Quero saber deles como que é jogar pelo time, obviamente a motivação de ter time universitário jogando o Ascension também. So I'm here joined by 2 more players from COP, a Collegiate team from Brazil. Então, mano, primeiramente, Lopes, como é que é ver os caras jogando aí? Saber que você pode chegar aqui também, eventualmente, um dia.
É um sonho, porque a gente, desde o primeiro campeonato que a gente joga universitário mesmo, a gente quer participar da final aqui. Então, jogar o Ascension, então, é uma honra e um sonho.
Well, I asked him, like, how is it to watch these guys playing here? What's the motivation behind it? And he said, of course, it's a dream to play Ascension. And since the first championship that we've been playing, we really wanted to be here. So it's such a dream. It's such an honor to be here as well. E agora eu quero saber aqui do Pedro, que é coach. Como é que é aguentar essa molecada estudando e dando trabalho e jogando e o caramba, mano?
Olha, é bem estressante às vezes, mas no final é muito satisfatório poder ajudar eles tanto no jogo como na faculdade. E é isso.
So I asked him, what is it like to take care of these children, of these students, like at the university playing and studying at the same time? And he said, it's very satisfactory, like it's very good. It's really nice for me to be able to help them both in game and of course at the university as well. So it's a huge honor for him to be able to do that. É isso, tamo junto. Acaba agora a TSM, ou nada a ver?
Não, mano, o Winthrop vai ganhar aqui.
Tá vendo? Os caras estão pela Winthrop. They're supporting Winthrop. Of course, they're doing that. Vambora, vamos ver se dá pra voltar nesse jogo, se a TSM consegue fechar o 2-0.
Some love between collegiate teams being shown to Winthrop University as they make their climb back here on Abyss. Marks, after that 5-round comeback here in the first half, they'll be the ones that can get active. TSM going to be forced to kind of play to their pacing just a tad bit more.
Yeah, and I think like TSM still as cool as ever. They know what's kind of going in front. They didn't expect this to be a free win. The players on Winthrop University starting to heat up. A lot of that teamwork and cohesion finally starting to click. And so let's see what they've got for us as TSM very aggressive on mid already, which is huge information. But it will be this rush on this B site from Winthrop University that may or may not happen pretty quickly.
This double slow or make sure that the rest can be zoned out quite a bit, and moves patrolling the flank. Watch has gotten the first, and 7 is toyed with him until they've kind of traded equal amounts of HP. Infiltrator already taking the high ground as well after that jump up. And Alvin Boy's setup, unfortunately, didn't really get to catch anybody in the middle of that, so they're hoping that maybe they can set up a trap on the fight after the fact. But the barrier orb lets everybody take a bit of a keen angle. Infiltrator, the keenest of them all, and Vor is going to be able to shut that down quite quickly. So now 4v4, but Move's now confidently watching Heaven after the flank has been completely vacated. They can all focus on that front line. No purchase found just yet. Ollie found out by the recon. He's going to get crunched. Paranoia used up on him, and now the double swing on the high-low will take care of him without any deaths, but some damage still done. 7 now in the middle of it, on the front with this Sheriff. Gets 2 down and makes it pretty easy for the rest of TSM. Not too much health left between them, but they will grab the pistol and prevent us from silly round score.
Thank you, TSM.
Thanks,
But of course,
TSM.
oh man, and Roy made the joke on desk. But still, like this round, first of all, Moves really starting to heat up, which is excellent coming through, especially if you're a Winthrop University fan here. But then when it really just comes down to these raw gun duels, TSM are always going to be walking away on top of it. It feels like Winthrop University a little bit more of an opportunistic team. You find a little bit of a weak point, then they love to apply pressure in there and then just kind of get that to snowball forwards. But when you're just going tit for tat, blow for blow, TSM will be more or less coming out on top of things. Still though, let's see how this goes now. It's going to be the buy up for TSM. The Outlaw in the hands of Timatino, looking to just go crazy with it yet again. But Winthrop University, they really just bide their time and play things a lot more patiently.
Timo finding moves on that first approach. And he's gonna stick around. No punishment. 7 holding close. Oh, and Timo's gonna get 2 before he even reveals himself. Yeah, that's so easy now that you have the paranoia on top of it too.
Flawless.
Any thoughts on that one, Tenrek? There it is.
How dare he? He had a chance.
Oh, yeah. You know. That's basically, well, I guess not, because they're on attack. So it was just like, oh, they could just die to the spike. And it's like, oh, no, that isn't a thing when you're on attack and on the save here. But once again, Timatino just kind of going crazy. Outlaw in hand, finds 3 kills. But at the same time, like, you could see these protocols being set up. 7 was just around the corner. Stinger as well. So a couple of those shots get missed, or there's a lot more people than they're anticipating. Then 7's ready to clean up just in case. And it's these little micro adjustments that we've seen from TSM set up these little plays that honestly look so damn good, especially with these players that, once again, are extremely talented in this video game.
Timo on his island with his Outlaw. Both shots used, nothing gained. Tailwind expended, mid-handed away. WU not still that confident on it, because Zavor is drowned.
A little bit of a rotation around here. Keep in mind, Winthrop University, they actually like using Governor as bait. We've seen this time and time again.
Oh, sure,
where,
yeah, that's what they say.
Oh, yep, caught me out there. But yeah, I think TSM understand that this is how it's going to happen, so they're ready for this.
Yeah, he will sponge a lot of that attention, and so WU is able to get a little less trouble on the B site, but Avora is sticking around. Okay, Ollie. There's the barrier play. You were wondering when he was going to pull that out. He uses it on himself this time around. And will get a plant on top of it too, so he has the res in case of emergency. Oh, no, not in case of emergency, in case of now. Good thing too, because Moves has already been found on the flank a tad bit early. That barrier orb kind of restricts them to one channel of a fight, and TSM get to control which one happens first. So a lot of this is on the extension from that outside of the flash, and Infiltrator can't make any headway. Timatino is locked with this Outlaw. Now gets a dry peek. Ali holds that down. The close quarters from 7 and GMD make the rest of this easy. and 10-5 in their direction.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked easy on that retake. I did see Winthrop University introducing quite a few wrenches in the game plan of TSM. They were being so annoying as ever. And once again, like, sure, Governor on the other side uses the owl drone. Oh yeah, they're probably attacking here, but TSM were still ready for it. They just kind of played the patient game, let Alvin Boy stay alive. Alvin Boy's able to find Infiltrator, which is a massive pick. And then it's just the takeover that we see from TSM. Sure, we're seeing a couple of little cool plays come through from Winthrop University in order to find a couple of opportunistic kills. But when it comes down to it, TSM still just more consistent with pushing together and winning out those gun duels. Double digits now, and they look like they are ready to finish this series and advance to winners final.
Very few things left in their way. Winthrop gonna try their hand here at mid again, and Infiltrator has already been sprayed down so much. Healing Room has to be used out the gate as they'll circle this checkpoint. Seven has a peek, but not the proper shot, so you'll give away one hallway at least. Winthrop might just want to pressure that out so they can guarantee themselves a better stack fight. Yeah, moves after that first shot with the Headhunter. Opens up the rest of this. That's a crazy TP back to allow himself immediate coverage of the window. I like that little connection that he has set up. Seven's at least able to deal with Ali quickly, so TSM can kind of speed run the rest of this clearing. But the flank is everything here for GMD. How many can you get rid of? Infiltrator already so close to this, and GMD has to set up proper before TSM can execute on the other prongs of this. Rush in from Timo on top of the smoke, drops down with this Outlaw, and Seven will open things up from heaven. Tough timing on the smoke there from Timo as GMD is trying to find his own timing with the flank, but he'll only catch Infiltrator before he's the only one standing. Seven getting hit down. Oh, Governor gonna get pressured quickly. Glyph still suppressed by this null command that Seven's corpse is fading on. GMD, nice fake with the TP on top of the smoke, but still doesn't get the kill. And that may be the final opportunity he had left. Indeed, Glyph is able to silence that and grab a thrifty for Winthrop University, keeping them in this game.
That time around, it's not Winthrop University trying to play for the kills, it's just trying to play to stay alive. And Glyph, right now, has been kind of that anchor for Winthrop University. Obviously making the calls, had a heat-up game last map despite the loss. And yeah, it's this unconventional pathing that catches TSM off by surprise that allows Winthrop to get into the site, but there's a couple of gaps that just kind of go through. Thankfully, a couple of players still alive from Winthrop. Make sure that that can make its way through. So they get up to 6, still have 4 rounds to kind of close out here. TSM still kind of rolling things forwards, getting close to a couple of ultimates on their side as well, as Moobs will have this operator. And so far, Moobs has started to heat up as well, winning some of the duels against Timotino. That would be an excellent kill if Moobs is able to lock that down quick.
Would be crucial, but also a tough drop if he loses this duel again. Or somebody else post their head out and Timotino gets away with something scot-free and then just hands made over willingly like TSM has done 1,000 times so far this game. But Winthrop will actually kind of take their foot off the gas for the majority here. It's down to just Moobs, and it doesn't seem like he's going to move off of this viewpoint of B connector. Oh, Timo's moving to it. Oh,
yeah,
and he beats
Timo
him!
wins that one out. Oh boy.
That's so major. At W, you have to kind of speed it up. That's another drop smoke from Glyph, but GMD actually wins out against... Oh no, he set it up. Of course he did. Again, so much better than Glyph already at what he's been doing. And TSM mow things down on the main site. Seven continuously locked in. Oh, not like this. Oh, not like this. Glyph clutches up with the timing. Timo Shorty instead is going to be able to find it. So TSM, yeah, regains stability kind of quickly here. 2 rounds out from taking this match.
It really just looks like they have all of the opportunities on their side. Like, you know, step out. Oh, perfect timing. The smokes are going down. Everything is fantastic from TSM thus far. And yeah, sure, Moves not able to win that one out. And I think that that's kind of like, you could just feel the pressure mounting onto Winthrop University. They feel like they have to rush in. They have to make this happen. And that just kind of allows Seven to just freely walk around the site and guarantee that round. So second time out being called for Winthrop University, as it's looking closer and closer to TSM taking this series.
Of course, once again, Winthrop would not be out of Ascension if they were to lose this series. They just get sent down to the loser semis. where they'd have to fight against the loser between Team Solid and Envy. So obviously, no tough path, or no easy path here for Winthrop. As, I mean, the remaining 3 opponents in this tournament are arguably the 3 toughest demons for Winthrop University across this entire year. Envy and TSM, the teams that have most consistently been able to defeat them across the entire season. And Team Solid being the team that sort of was able to catch Winthrop on that off day and slip them into that survival match in the Swiss stage. So a lot of revenge matches that the Eagles are on a warpath towards today. And the demon may be the one that continues to slay in this series as TSM look to have their finger on the pulse more often than not.
Yep. And, you know, like, when it comes down to how Winthrop University have kind of made this run, it's been a lot of, I don't want to call it lack of preparation, but just surprising their opponent. Especially now that we're in kind of like this playoff bracket where so many of these NA teams are, and like you said, Team Solid, the one team that was able to actually take Winthrop down. I think that really opens up a lot of the gaps that Winthrop University have in just their play style, and even this kind of novelty of how they've changed things up with this double sentinel composition, the unconventionalist. At this point, TSM have adapted to it and are ready to take some of these fights.
Dimensional drift right on top of Timo's body as he holds close with the knives, and he's going to get chased down. This is how Winthrop likes to fare with these dimensional drifts. Just pressure out the solo, and Ali, that Guardian shot is so clean on top of the cloud burst. So once again, Winthrop University, blister onto his sight, slightly lesser guns. Be stupid to win 2 thrifties in a row to maintain your survival on this map, but it'd also be so Winthrop University. Infiltrator yet again on Heaven. Nobody peeking for a hot minute here. TSM are ready to full send it down the link. Ali, what a vantage! Almost the ace on his lonesome with the help of that barrier. And Alvin Boy has got to clutch things up. Has some time to do it, but is going to opt to save after TSM's economy is starting to run a little shoddy with these spotty rounds. Winthrop is up to 7 after a super insane kill streak from Ali.
Man, Ali just on the wall. Tail is oldest time on Abyss at this point. Just catching everybody off by surprise. Like, everyone was not expecting the Sage to be up there and just walking away with 3 kills. But they talked about it on the desk. The amount of prep work, the amount of practice that some of these players have kind of done, specifically Ali, who has just been grinding out this Sage for this tournament. It's unconventional, but it still is going to win you a couple of rounds. The big question is, can they continue to win them the rounds? Because TSM, once again, still very consistent in their play style. You slip up once, that's okay. They're going to learn from their mistakes and then make sure that they can pull you back to counter it. I'm going to be honest with you. It looks like lately they've started to become more aware of these walls. That time Ali busts out a new one, but this time you know that TSM are going to be ready for it.
Yeah, they might not even choose to interact with it if they so choose. Instead, yeah, they'll start poking at Vora, who is getting heavily pressured thanks to this smoke fork. And Moves is going to catch him on the rotation. He's not even facilitated by a flash from 7, even though it looks like he threw one out. They caught the timing.
Big gap being opened up by mid here. Alvin Boy feeling the pressure, but once again, it's just that information game. Winthrop University opting to go to this A side, and this is going to be as dangerous as ever. They've got to deal with the juggernaut that is Timotino, 7, and GMD if they want to make this work.
It's close cutoff. Infiltrator does have 1 flash left, and he's not even going to use it. He just contacts Timotino, so ready for his plant. GMD drops smoke to catch an extra, but WU's already ahead of it and turns it into a 3v1. Does Alvin Boy even choose to approach this? Infiltrator is kind of low. You'd love to at least get rid of one of the ultimates, right? Like force Glyph to divide or Ollie to res, but yeah, there's just so much in front of you. They'll see if he gets an overextender in from there. It's another cooked round. Winthrop University may have found the formula, and it is 8-11.
That's crazy. Like, the fact that they just kind of go in there, sure, they use a smoke, but relatively speaking, they just kind of dry swing it and hope for the best, and they're able to win out their duels individually against the members of TSM. And yeah, you don't see that too often when these two teams have kind of faced each other in those gun duels. And yeah, Ali, I was going to say, as a preventative measure, could have gone for that resurrection just to make sure that everything was going to be great. But given the economy on the side of TSM, they're more than happy to just keep Alvin Boy alive, keep that rifle forwards, And yeah, right now, not as many smiles on the side of Winthrop University, but they are slowly pulling themselves up one ladder at a time.
Still certainly a ways to go to survive in this match. But WU look to have enough of a stepladder to make these rounds work. So a timeout called by TSM after it seems like they've kind of been isolated a little more often than not. Feels like that midweek point has been heat checked maybe 3 times now this half. So a lot of first bloods that Winthrop is continuing to get away with. Despite, once again, being so obvious with their pre-plans by the looks of it. It's just so easy to tell what they're going to do, and yet they're just so good at doing it that it doesn't matter. Infiltrator, I think, is also so tuned at that, like, he's warm, he's whatever you want him to be at this point. So you can't really slack on that front line anymore. You have to worry about every present threat, every danger that could come your way, and you can tell TSM have slightly adjusted their tempo because of that. Yeah,
and once again, like Winthrop University, better on the attack by a mile, according to the statistics here. But of course, that also factors in that 12-0 half that they had against 9Z. But even when they faced 6 Skarma, they had a very dominant attacking half. So this is really where Winthrop feel comfortable and at home. And of course, that's probably why TSM decided to take the attacking round, to get enough rounds so you've got that kind of padding, and don't let Winthrop University kind of get started here. But now we're really seeing the attacking prowess from Winthrop University. And honestly, even on the defense there, they were able to string together 5 rounds. And this comeback is feeling more and more possible as we get closer and closer to the end of this map.
One way or the other. And, I mean, with this eco from TSM, it feels like they'll be playing for the long haul here. Ollie continues to kind of play his own little solo quest in the first, like, 15 seconds on A main. Just seeing what util he can kind of goad out of him. Fake TP out from Infiltrator with no one watching mid, so WU have already sold so much presence. Vora is going to be stuck on this B connector, and TSM is just going to sell the A backline. They'll just get forward. But this could be such an easy pile drive onto just 2 if you have enough on your plate and you check this. You check this. Come on, guys. Okay. Well circled. Well done, boys. Oh, GMD still gets 1. Okay. Now you gotta bum rush it. You don't necessarily know how many people are on this site now already, but it's very likely that TSM, the rest of these players with the eco round, have kind of placed all their chips on the other side. So WU, yeah, W key.
Spike planted.
We're Timotino and Alvin Boy. Timo does have the rifle here. Looks like the attempt will be made as Vora finds moves right off the bat.
That's so early, and he drones after the fact to let the other members get chauffeured in. Ali can at least get it.
Oh, smart.
Rez onto Glyph active. Drone's gonna catch Infiltrator, and they can, very easily get the hammer dropped on him. Now you can do a lot of stalling here against the spike, and the gravity well is going to force away TSM momentarily. Ali getting the kill from main as well, so TSM have to go for the frontline fight, and it's open season for Winthrop University against the lesser guns. An ult is tossed in there at the end of the day, or 2, but it's what gets Winthrop over the line, and that's what matters right now.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Winthrop University that time around. I mean, you know, you take a look at how they play that post plant. You know, the bulldoze from TSM is going to be incoming. You got to watch out for the cement truck, but they do exactly that. They back off. I think the res was so smart to bring Glyph back into the fight, especially to enable a lot of those stall utility. So then that way that allows Governor just a bit more time to use that Hunter's Fury just in case things get dicey. Obviously, you're really digging into the pockets there, but it's still a very important round for them to win. As a TSM, they will have weapons this time, and they've got a slew of ultimates to work off of as well. Alvin Boy just 1 orb away from having the neural theft available too.
Going drone.
Just once again abandoning mid, assuming that WU is not going to commit to it, and if they do, they'll just take the later checkpoint and bear that burden until they can clear the crowd. Like maybe you want to go for an early punish play on the A crunch with the double flash, and then TSM can kind of cradle the B take for the retake with that double flash. The latter is probably what they'll have to settle on. WU staying static until TSM gives a member over, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. With 40 seconds to go, you got to make a call.
Oops.
You are divided.
Oh no, that gives bad information. And with Cosmic Divide, this is completely sold.
Dude, that's so nasty!
seconds left.
And Timatino alone for a crucial moment. Not shredded fully yet, though, and he'll get out with that operator, but still. The Cosmic Divide bluff for a crucial couple seconds is all Winthrop needs to get the site for free. Hunter's Fury to intercept, though. Ollie's already on top. Alvin Boy with the shorty ready for that! And they need to get this spike down with just 10 seconds to go.
10
Infiltrator
seconds left.
has gotten inside to heaven
Planted.
and negated that immediate presence so they can get the spike down, but with 33 HP to go, he's got to stay proactive on top of the barrier getting burned, and Timo can easily get rid of his pool.
Last
Now
player
back on that
standing.
rifle, and Glyph is the one that has to rise to the occasion. Now in a 1v3 after taking care of Vora, circling the boat, and Timo is able to find the shot. TSM will get 3 rounds of match point to play with here on Abyss.
The mind games going on. Once again, you look at the map, you see what Winthrop are going for. Oh, Governor's all the way alone, gonna be trying something, and then they toss in the Cosmic Divide in addition to it. Once again, they were just trying to hoodwink TSM so hard. And to be fair, they were able to get away with get the site more or less for free. The issue came through though that when TSM came back, they were playing grouped up, and they were just precision when they came in onto the site. So ready for every single little angle being held and just walking all over it. It felt a little bit discombobulated, Seven having to use the ult there, but I think that that was more than worth it to get yourselves onto map point. Winthrop University do still have guns here, but TSM now look to close this out.
Yeah, here and now. Make sure that WU can't get the ult cycle going again. Infiltrator 2 orbs away from that dimensional drift and off of the flash. Timatino is trapped and caught. Could be an operator on the ground that Infiltrator could kind of take up. They want to play for the A take, but doesn't look like that's what they'll do. Big mid presence from TSM this round as well. Seeing if they can try and catch somebody, but the thing is WU, I mean, they haven't really had people over here, so they've just sold the people who've been over here. Big stack moving up.
I was gonna say, and they have the information that someone was just on the other side of it. Moobs, though, able to find Alvin Boy. Still, Winthrop University, they're just kind of playing things slow for the time being.
Yeah.
Might be able to actually catch these flankers.
This is so weird. Oh, but
no.
they hear everything instead. Seven hears everything. And Infiltrator. Okay. Wow.
no.
Panic mode for a hot second there. And Vora has already been pre-fired too, almost as if Winthrop are definitely more aware now that they've been caught off guard
Last
once.
player standing.
Iman, hanging out in heaven,
down,
at least gets
B.
away with one. Feels like that's all he'll get away with though. This Winthrop will very certainly take. Feels like maybe a little bit of an overcook again, unfortunately, from TSM. That worked with a little bit of bare bones when they made it all the way down to spawn, but I respect the hustle, man.
Oh my god, if Infiltrator did not find that kill, it would have, all of the spaghetti would have been on the floor at that point. Like, that is just, oh my goodness. The fact that that goes unchecked as well, Infiltrator could have gone down as well. Like, you see, pulls up the utility, and then Seven just doesn't look the right way. And so that flank being set up by TSM with all of that mid presence gets absolutely no value. Nice little flick to close out the round. Winthrop University now at double digits themselves. 10-12. The first half was very streaky, and now this half is very back and forth.
WU must continue to surge forth if they want a chance at those winners finals. Alvin Boy, once again, steady, but the only long range buy TSM had this round, and it'll get reversed, or its impact rather, will get reversed by the res. Does take the barrier orb though, crucially. So Winthrop University's setup is gonna be far less tasty. Of course, a lot of the setup is happening in T at the moment. Look at Glyph hanging out in the forum.
Biding time, and this time around there's no overextensions from TSM. No tricky flanks being put online here. You can hear a pin drop in the server, everyone just waiting for the other team to make a move as the clock slowly ticks down. Winthrop University, though, with the dimensional drift, will now enter in.
Yeah, classically the first to make that noise. Infiltrator has been looking for a target this whole time, and Timatino will step out and be that voluntarily. Quickly dealt with. Governor only taking a lick of health. Vora
Spike planted.
daring to press on the books just a tad. Stuck out. Went for it. Finds the intel onto Infiltrator, but we've already hyperextended back to the flank watch where the rest of TSM is hanging.
Out of charges. Scanning
Seems
ahead.
like we're just gonna play for some quick flank picks here. Nothing
No
more.
way.
Wow, 7 has gotten away
player
with at least
standing.
1. And that should be it. Yeah, GMD gonna try and get a cheeky one too. Oh, he will.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my.
Woo! Yeah, almost got clipped, but we're chill.
Oh,
Hey!
there we go.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, Winthrop University, I mean, they're one away from potentially forcing OT. Of course, that still was just a little bit of a bad buy coming through from TSM. This time around, they will have their full arsenal ready to go. But yeah, it's just looking really clean for these engagements from Winthrop University. They look really good on their attack. They always have on this map. And they're just continuing to fly as they want this map number 3 in this series and let the world know that they are not out of this, as TSM are going to be using a timeout here to try and pull back this final round.
Lot to discuss about what you have to potentially be ready for on these set plays that Winthrop have just sitting in the playbook for scenarios exactly like this one. I'm wondering if Timo is gonna try and commit himself very quickly this round, because that feels like it's been a lot of what's decided the mid plants is whether or not he's going to try to stand his ground a la Alvin Boy and try and get some stuff on the way down, or if he's going to play for the retake. Tough debate over the rhythm you have to have against a team like Winthrop when they're playing so close to the clock as well.
Yeah, and you know, it's so funny because like you look at the composition from Winthrop and you're like, oh yeah, these guys will be good on defense. And yet here they are just flying ahead on their attack. Now they've collected in total 6 rounds on this half. Looking to make this overtime happen. Timotino buying the operator. Gonna go for that big scary sniper rifle, and we've seen the impact that Timo can have. A couple of missed shots on this map so far, but Timo was able to turn it up yet again. That could be the final nail in the coffin for Winthrop University in this series.
Yeah. A comeback is very Winthrop University. A fake comeback is also very Winthrop University.
All of the above.
You can only expect the unexpected with a matchup like this. Winthrop entering on top of the cages. Vora stuck in the pocket. Easy 2-piece with the help of Alvin Boy. And Glyph finally able to silence that and actually doesn't trade too much of the damage pool. So Winthrop University can repace. But TSM, the remainder of their resources have already trolloped down mid. Timotino with these knives. Gonna clear out the B site that they assume Winthrop University have already kind of rotated to. But instead, yeah, they'll give themselves away on the A site here, set up shop. They don't necessarily know how many people are immediately here, so Moobs, yeah, really playing it safe.
Went away as well from getting the Tour de Force online. I play spoiler to Timotino, but everybody from TSM splits up.
That trademark, did he updraft? No, he didn't. Okay, feels like he was able to avoid that
You are
trademark.
divided.
And then, yeah, the flash out from here. Yeah, they don't
Oh,
expect Timo! He floated above the trademark and it didn't
Yep.
catch him. Gets a free 2-piece with the blades. And just like that, the efforts of Winthrop are wasted. TSM is in the winners finals of America's Ascension.
The fact that the trap did not get pinged just completely opened up the backside of Winthrop University there, and TSM was looking sketchy for a second here, but this team is so good right now, and they're absolutely on fire. They consistently putting up really strong performances, but on the flip side, Winthrop University, like, you know, they're no slouches either. It was looking like it should have been a very one-sided map, and then overtime was a real possibility for this team. Regardless, though, TSM having some fans in the crowd this time, holding up their flag, and yeah, they're gonna win this match out pretty decisively in this 2-0 fashion as they now get their way into the winter finals.
Yeah, TSM is playing to have certainly a hell of a lot more fans behind them. going forward in this tournament. And yeah, NBS coming out absolutely deserved. He's continued to just set these guys up for stardom and keep them disciplined despite having so many new young guns on the team. Just